welcome to Race Time Radio. So glad you could pop in here tonight on our YouTube channel. We genuinely appreciate it. And we got the dandy lined up for you tonight here on the program. Let me tell you exactly who we got coming up. We were at Sunset Speedway just last night for their series opener, season opener. Man, what a night. We'll get to all of that in just a bit. Coming up on the show is going to be Josh Scotty, driver of the 17 from Chesley, Ontario, goes to victory lane at Sunset Speedway in the Steve Slaughter Classic 100. He went to victory lane. I got a bunch of clips. We're going to hear from some of the winners, and we'll take you through all of that in just a bit. We'll also catch up with Klutt and Geoffrey on the show. We'll be talking the Big O. Ohsweken, of course, they're going to open coming Friday. And, of course, we got the World of Outlaws waiting behind that. So we're going to get all the details tonight with Klutt and Geoffrey. Looking forward to that. We're going to talk NASCAR Canada with a couple of the pros. The first one up will be Gary Klutt, driver of the 59. He is one of those aces when you get to NASCAR Canada, but he's got more to do this year. He's not just going to be driving the car, going to be part of the broadcast on Red TV Canada for NASCAR Canada. We'll talk to Gary about that tonight. We'll also catch up with driver of the 87 in NASCAR Canada. We got Sam Fellows going to stop on by. He'll be getting all ready to go for his home track race at CTMP coming up on the May long weekend. Of course, it's Castrol Victoria Fest. And of course, Sammy will be getting ready for that, and we'll check in with him tonight. Then off to the East Coast we go, and Mr. Tim Terry, the voice of the Maritime Pro Stock Tour out there, and he's got his thumb on the pulse of everything that happens in Eastern Canada. We're going to check in with Tim Terry tonight on the show. Haven't spoken with Timmy in quite a bit, so that'd be a good time to get him on, and we'll find out what's all moving and shaking out there in the Maritime. So looking forward to that. Tonight, Stuart's hot seat interview is going to be with a legend. Just last night, I got a few minutes with Mr. Junior Handler. So that will be tonight's Stuart's Equipment hot seat interview, and that'll come up later in the show. But what do you say we get things rolling? It was a cool start, but a beautiful start at Sunset Speedway. Doug Hoskins and I jumped in the old Race Time Radio truck, and we headed off to Sunset. And, man, it was great to see everybody at the Speedway, and a lot of good cars, some beautifully prepared machines, and it was a great night of racing. The first stop was the junior late models, and those kids did a whale of a job. I got to tell you, seeing Tom Gibbons and his son in the pits, and I didn't even recognize his son. That's how much he had shot up since I seen him last fall. Just amazing to see these kids and the growth and everything that they have done. Pretty amazing stuff. But the winner last night, Sunset, for the first junior late model race of the year was that beautiful number 30 car. And it's Josh Davenport. I got a chance to catch up with him in the pick rush here. Yes. Josh Davenport, race 1 on the season. You won her. How was that?
Yeah, it was the best way you could possibly start the 2025 season. We had a good car all night. I got to thank my dad for doing everything in the off-season and all my sponsors.
Dynamite job. Did the track feel good? You were good in the heat, too.
Yeah, so in practice, it was a bit cold because of the weather, and there wasn't a lot of rubber laid down. But then once we got it all gripped up, after a bunch of classes went out, we were good.
So, what's the plan for you this year? Where are you going to be?
We're not 100% sure yet. We'll definitely come here a bit. We'll probably run in Stobble full time, but we'll just go with the flow, I guess.
You did a great job. You shot up about a foot there, buddy. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome to see. Todd Davenport, his dad, I've known Todd forever. Ran at Sauble Speedway back in the day, and tell you what, the apple don't fall far from the tree in that family. They were some excited, and rightfully so. I did see Andy Camrath and Craig Camrath talking about their kids, and of course they're in junior late model, and Cole Camrath, he's got his legend car, so that's all coming forward. Can't believe it. Watching these kids makes me feel even older. But so cool to see what the future has in store for all of us. And that's just a couple. Okay, next up, it was the Superstocks shot at it. And away they go, going to victory lane. The number 48. How about that? It was Colton Everingham going to victory lane. I caught up with him in his pit after. Here's what Colton had to say. Oh, you take the 48 victory lane race one.
Yeah, we put a lot of work in this last season. I had some great people step up that made it possible. My dad, Sean McWhorter, myself, and the guys over at Holloway Motorsport as well put a lot of work and a lot of time in. And it paid off. It's the first race. I'm not going to get too excited or too amped up about it, but it's been 6 years since we won a race, so it feels pretty damn good.
I bet. Did it feel good right from lap one? You got more to gain in the 48?
Yeah. From lap 1 to lap 10, it was pretty good. Then it just started freeing up. So there's some work that needs to be done. Just like my competitors, they're going to bring their A game next week as well, and I just hope that we can work our tails off to be the best that we can be every single race, and not leave anything else on that table.
Colton, is this the same car you had last year, new car?
It's the same car. Streamline Race Products built this car back in 2017. I ran it for a few years, sold it, bought it back, and that's what I ran last year, and we revamped everything. Nothing is close to being the same as what it was last year, and as of today, it has paid off, and I'm just hoping that we can build off this and keep going forward.
Okay, what's the plan for you this year? Superstock here, Jayco Series, what's the plan?
Definitely Sunset Superstock full time. I'm going to run the Stewart race out in Sauble. My work actually come on Stewart's, and Jeff Stewart has been a big help to me, and I'm going to go out to Peterborough for the one Jayco race. Lakeside Mobile Tire has been a huge supporter of me. They came on board halfway through last year, and it's been one hell of a partnership, and I'm forever grateful for them coming on board. And I'm going to go out to Peterborough. They're not going to be there that weekend. They're going to be up here with a mini stock race, but I'm going to go out there and represent Lakeside Mobile Tire because of everything they've done for me and how awesome Scott, Matt, and Ashley are.
Congratulations, race one. You started the way you wanted.
Yeah, absolutely, and I can't thank everybody enough. Bram Real Estate, Stuart Kubota, Ryan's Landscaping, Guns Automotive Service Ltd, Homeland Auto Service, Temple Solutions, the McGrath family, JDC Motorsports, and Stickers and Stuff podcast.
Yeah, dynamite job for Colton. I'll tell you, he is one big dude, right? I'm interviewing him. I just about needed to jack for the mic to get it up to him, but he did a dynamite job. Also got to put it out to the second place finisher, the number 49 of Miles Tyson. This guy started at the back, and man, was he coming. He ended up finishing the race second, and the 60 car of Billy Jacobs did an outstanding job behind the wheel. Paul Pepper was fourth. Connor Maltese in the 23, he had trouble. Oh, no, it was the other Maltese car that had trouble. The 23 did a great job in that super stock race. Now, I got to apologize to the mini stocks. I actually missed those guys in the Checker Rush. Next time out, I will definitely be, we'll make sure that we get a bunch of mini stocks on. My apologies, but it was Mr. White that went to victory lane in the mini stock class. Now, let's get to the hot rods. That was another great race. Still lots of cars to still come, right? It is early, and it does take guys time to get their cars prepared. But the cars that were there, let me tell you, man, they were on rails. and doing an outstanding job. The first guy we're going to hear from is the guy that finished third. It's Tyler Hahn. Let's hear from him. Tyler Hahn in the two. How about that? On the podium. Look at you.
Not bad for first night. You know, we always strive to win the races and win the racetrack. We're pretty happy with that. You know, it was a big hustle to get to the racetrack this year, and what was going to happen with us first night out. And, you know, I'm pretty happy with our this is a good thing to start with.
And you can still smell the paint. Is that correct?
Yeah, there's about 13 coats all together on this car, and yeah, she's pretty good.
Yeah, about a ton of clear coat, I might add. This car is absolutely pristine.
Yeah, lots of, probably have about 700 hours in this body, and Josh, my cousin from, brought Bennett back on board again this year. We came to the car very strong, and beautiful facility, and the team are doing amazing.
Tyler, what's the plan for you this year, bud?
Right now, we're just going show by show. We have a good race streak, so for that year, we have another big show that will be at over. I can't give an exact plan as to what's going on, but right now, we're just going to keep chugging forward and see what happens.
Yeah, good job by Tyler Hahn. That car, man, you can tell the time spent on that two-car looked outstanding. All those hot rod cars just looked amazing. Next in the tech garage was driver Steve Buck. We all know Steve. He did a great job. Here he is. Caught up with him. Well, Mr. Buck, another season. This one started out good on the podium.
Yeah, it's, I'll take that for here at Sunset. I've never been all that good here. And to run second to Tommy Walters' car with Irby driving it. He's a check casher, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what they say. What's the plan for you this year?
Well, we're going to run Oscar and some select other races. We'll try and get back up here a little bit and see what we can do.
Good run, bud. Good run.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, the Studebaker. That's what that car is. It's got the big wings on the back. Fresh paint job. Everything looking good, running good. Watch for Lucky throughout the course of the year. The guy can get her done, guaranteed. Next was the winner of the hot rod race, the check catcher, they call him, Herbie Walters. He was a happy guy. Here he is. Herbie, look at that. Victory lane. That's where you wanted to be.
Oh, exactly. Good second year out for this race, too, so we defended it. And, yeah, maybe we'll do it for the 30th.
No, what are you going to do when the boss's eye heals up? He'll be kicking you out.
It is what it is. We still got the super stock. We're going to bring it anyway. We're going to try to run it out a dozen nights. And you never know. Maybe a deal can be had, and maybe we'll bring both cars in.
So is that the plan, or what is the plan for you?
The plan more or less was for me to, I was going to run this until as long as everything was sorted out. He's going to be able to drive again, and then I'm just going to run it until, okay, I'm going down. Yeah, I'm just going to run it until he gets all wheeled up, and then I'm going to bring my car out and see what happens, I guess.
This is the way you want to start your season in victory lane.
Oh, absolutely. Like, after this car got record velocity, it got re-clipped over the winter time. The worst thing it was going to be like, it's totally different. Technicals on the car before, and you're putting it out with the Hawks, and we probably get a little bit more out of it, hopefully.
Yeah, well, you did a great job. Good job.
Perfect. Thanks very much, Joe.
Yeah, and next up was the boss of that car, the actual guy that drives it all the time, is Tom Walters, and you heard Herb allude to it there. Got a little trouble with the peepers, and he was in the car coming into the tech garage. I did get a word with Stompin' Tom Walters. Here he is. Owner of the 47, Tom. You weren't in it today, but Herbie was. Good job.
Yeah, Herbie did a great job for us. I'm kind of tied up right now with a bad eye, so we're letting him reel us in, and he done a hell of a job.
So what's the prognosis, Tom? Will you be back in this car?
We're hoping they're going to try and do a surgery on Thursday. I'll know better within a week. I'll probably put Herbie in for one more shot, and I'm hoping to take over.
Yeah, that's the way. Congratulations. Good for John Walters. He is looking good, other than he had one of the windows and his glasses all tinted up. You know what? You hate it when something goes wrong in a surgery. It did with Tom, and hopefully they can correct everything, and we'll see Stompin' Tom back behind the wheel of his hot rod. It'll be kind of cool. Now, it was late model time, and what a show. The Steve Slaughter 100 did not disappoint. They had a great field of cars. We're going to hear from the top 5 right now. In 5th spot, the number 83 of Dale Shaw. He did a great job behind the wheel. Caught up with him. Here he is. And how about this? The 83 of Dale Shaw. What do you think, man? Another bad run for you.
Yeah, not bad. We were kind of trying some stuff with the year here, and I think we did miss it a little bit, but I think we started up 4th or 5th, which is, a good night for us here, and kind of mostly figured out what not to do tonight, and ready to come back in next week, try again.
Yeah, good stuff. I'm going to swing around, get you into the sun. You're going to look good. So what's the plan for you this year, Dale?
That's a great question. Well, after what Gordy did in the 74 tonight, I don't kind of really pissed me off, excuse my language. But anyways, I don't know what I'm doing this year. My plan is to run the first 3 weeks here, including the experience, and then we'll just kind of figure out what we want to do, pick and choose from there. So we'll see what happens.
All the changes to the 83 in the off season. You happy with it?
Honestly, as a racer, you're never happy, Joe. You've been around this stuff a long time, and by lap 50, I knew what I needed to do differently, I guess. And needed to drive the, what out of it, drive the best finish you can. So I know what I needed to do differently to come back here. So
the jaw shop, we got a new shop.
Yeah.
That's going to make for a lot busier days, I can imagine.
Yeah, we're concentrating on racing right now. Our goal is to win races this year. That's what we're going to work towards. But yeah, man, we're working hard, trying to build up a program and trying to win races. That's the goal, right?
Yeah, that's a past APC champion, right? Dale Shaw can get the job done. Good to see Jason there yesterday, and all the crew guys. Just awesome to see. In 4th spot, it was the 19 of Connor Perdigo. He joined in and did a great job behind the wheel. Here he is. Perdigo, the 19, not a bad run.
There's a green on. You can take it down for the APC series and 100 laps this week. I think it's a good tune-up, and we'll see what we do for the APC race in 2 weeks.
But you are a fast study. Last year was your first time here. You're doing great.
Yeah, last year was our first time here, and we got the right boy band together. We got Danny Bennett and Matt to really get this thing dialed in. It was a rocket ship, and having a guy like him that's got 1,000 it really helped. And yeah, see what comes next week here.
Watch out for these guys. Like he says, in with Danny Benedict now with the team. I did speak with Danny for a couple of seconds, and he's excited to be part of the 19 group. And watch. These guys, it's going to be incredible. In the 3rd slot, the number 8 car of Jordan House. The guy can get it done. Spin around this way, so you're in the sun. There you go. You look great. Not a bad run. Podium finish for you today.
Yeah, it's sucks leading the race twice and then falling back to 3rd. But we're worried about stagger issues going into the feature, and I think they got the best of us. The car was phenomenal. It turned around really well, and I didn't even have to wait. I could get some throttle early in the corner, but as soon as I started straightening up, it started turning on. So I think I was right beside a lot of it. And it was a good race. Josh was really fast. That first run, instead of getting on sticking with us there, I came across the radio and said he's really good, and it's really hard to beat. So kudos to them. They brought a really good speed here tonight, and they deserve the win.
So, what's the plan for you this year? What are we doing?
I don't know. I was originally planning on running part-time, but, it's like you run the first night, you get pitched back, so I don't know. We'll see if I'm back next weekend. It'll be a family decision, and as long as the guys that help me do it, it's going to be full off this year, so we may be back, we might not be back for a couple of weeks, but we'll know by this week what we're doing.
We will see you. I guess that's the best way. Stay tuned.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Good job, Jordan. Yeah, Jordan House, real good. And like he said, that's Josh. man, he was rocking fast. Nobody was touching the 17 yesterday. But in second spot, driver of the 16, he was coming too. Dustin Mumbercat.
Well, Dustin Mumbercat, how about that? Second for you today in the 16 car. Great job.
Yeah, thank you. It was definitely a really good run. It kind of sucks that we had to invert back to eight there, but can't really complain with that.
Good start to the year. Where are you going to be this year? What's your plan?
I'm chasing the Ontario Super Label Tour all around Ontario. Going to be here a few times, and then I'll have brothers again in this thing at the end of the year.
Now, that 16 car was trucking. He was coming. But like I said, nobody was going to touch Josh Stoddy in the 17 car. And he is joining us right now live from Chesley, Ontario. He rides the 17 car and put it in Victory Lane. Race 1 at Sunset Speedway. He joins us now. What's going on, Josh? You look pretty kicked back. Good job.
Yeah, I'm pretty relaxed right now. Really happy, obviously, but just taking it easy on a Sunday night.
Yeah, well, look at there was a draw. You did take the pole in the extra cash out of Brian Toddish's pocket for that. Good job on getting the pole. But there was a redraw, something a little different. I haven't seen it done like that, like they did last night at Sunset. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Spencer and Dory do a great job at Sunset of getting the fans involved. And for anyone that wasn't there, I mean, there was eight random kids selected from the crowd, and they had to draw a little duck out of a bag with a number on the bottom of it and pick a driver. And the little boy that gave us our number was 6, so we restarted 6 after the redraw.
Well, it kind of sucks when you earn the pole but have to start 6th. But, man, I'll tell you what, it put on the show. The 17 car, you guys did your homework over the off-season.
Yeah, it's funny. I was actually just sitting here thinking about all the people that get interviewed all the time and say, you know, we work hard, we do this, we do that. I mean, anyone that has a pro late knows that you have to work hard if you want to be up front. I think for us, the only difference is we're working full-time jobs. Everyone on my team, they're all volunteered. They're working full-time day jobs. They have kids, they got families, and they're coming out at the shop after 7 o'clock at night, and we're in the shop till 11:30, 12 o'clock, whatever it takes to get there. And I got to show a huge appreciation to everyone involved with the 17 team that comes out on the volunteer time, that's, you know, raising young families and coming out Saturday night to be a part of what we could do. And what a car. It was really fun.
Yeah, and it's fun when you got a good car and everything works out the way that it did. That's real cool. I know I was talking to Joe Jr., and he was really excited. He said, you know what, coming out the gate like that and getting a win right off the bat means a ton. How was the car? Obviously, it was good enough to win the race. Was it ranked on all those cars that you have gone to victory lane? Of course, you won the 200 last year, and you've got a lot of wins. How was the 17 versus the other 17s?
The car was good. I'll be honest with you, as a driver, I don't know if we're ever 100% happy. I still feel like there's something left in the tank. I know last night a lot of people saying we put on a clinic, and I'm getting messages all day long and whatnot, but I still feel like we could wrap the bottom a little better, and there's still a little bit more left in it. And I felt like that was a pretty positive thing to come out with a win and still feel like there's more in it, as well as, it reacted. I liked the fact that we were doing some changes, and it was noticeable in the seat. But yeah, I mean, our 200 lap winning car is right next to me to the right here. We're looking forward to getting it out. It's a great car too. So, but all week, all I thought was you don't get very many opportunities as a driver when you build a new car to go out and make a statement and win a race. And I thought, there's not so many opportunities that I might have in my life that I can bring a new car and say, the first race we're going to win. And man, like, just an unbelievable feeling. I think it's a testament to the 17 team of what we've been doing on the off season and what we're capable of doing. And we're just we're kind of the quiet guy up here in the north, and we're doing our thing and coming out. And I feel like we're a threat every time we come out.
just a bunch of asphalt guys, right? That's all you are, just a MEI, just laying pavement, and then, oh yeah, we race every now and then. And you guys knocked it right out of the park. It was cool to see. I was sitting with Doug Hoskins up in the grandstand, and I said, okay, Doug, you've been around the block a time or two. What do you think of that? Who is going to win tonight's Steve Slaughter's Classic? He said it's going to be hard to beat that 17 car. But one thing that the two of us noticed was on a restart, it took like 4, maybe 5, 6 laps for the car to come in. I didn't know whether you were being tentative and holding it back a bit, but it was cold. Man, you needed heat in the tires, right?
Yeah, it was a very cold night. I was one of the ones in the drivers' meeting that vouched for 5 qualifying laps. I mean, just going in practice, it seemed to take the car 4 or 5 laps just to get some heat in it so it would turn. And originally, with the Pro Late models, they were saying that we're going to do time trials of 3 laps. And I was the driver that spoke up and said, I think we need 5. I think we need some heat in the tires. And, 3 out of the 5 qualifying laps, we had the pole time covered, which was pretty amazing feeling. Super, super satisfied, super happy with everything. I know a lot of people think it's a brand new car. It's definitely not a brand new car. It's a brand new chassis. We sold our other Pro Late model to Matt Johnson. He's going to race it at the beach, so that's going to be a great car for them. But we took every bolt-on piece off of that car and put it on this chassis, from hubs, rear end, fuel cells. So, I mean, it's not entirely brand new. It's a new body, new chassis, a few new things here and there, but a lot of old parts that have been with me a long time.
Yeah, same driver, same crew. That's the formula that you're looking for. Now, your fast time yesterday, you were in the 14-second bracket. I haven't gotten it up in front of me, but time to time, was that your fastest lap ever at Sunset Speedway? Was that a new Josh record, or did you do any comparison like that?
I did some comparison to last year. I got the pole on opening night last year. I think I ran a 384 last year. I was a 312 this year. But same old thing, we just focused on drivability. The car was comfortable. It was quick. Like I said, I still feel like there's something left in it, which I thought was a great feeling leaving the track. I felt like there's still something to test, and I got to compare the notes. Obviously, anyone that knows my family knows us. We're hard workers, so we're no slouches. I mean, we raced last night. I drove the rig home. We didn't get home until midnight. We had people here. We had a few beers, obviously, just to celebrate. And we were back at it this morning. Me and my wife, Bailey, unloaded the car before 9:30. It was on the hoist, everything away. And then we started working on our house. We're redoing a retaining wall and worked all day and let the kids ride the four-wheelers. And, it just never stops around here.
No rest for the wicked, I can guarantee it. So, what's on the agenda next weekend? And then, of course, we're into the long weekend and the kickoff to APC. What is the plan for you in, 6 days?
Yeah, Sunset runs a 50-lapper next Saturday. I think I want to do it. I don't know if I'm going to take the car that we won with last night. I think I might take the Canada Clean Fuels blue and yellow car out. I haven't shaken it down yet. I'm waiting on a seat. I'm thinking I'm going to probably take the seat out of this one and put it in that one. It's the original seat out of that car. And, it's going to be a long shot for us, honestly. Like I said, we haven't had it on that track. We haven't tested it, so we're kind of going there a little blind. I think we're close, but same old thing. You can have these cars. You can win this week, not touch it for 2 weeks, and next time you go to the track, changes a lot, and it could be a totally different car. So, pretty pumped to get back in the old car. Still a really good car. It's given me lots of wins. My biggest win last year at Sunset, the 200-lapper. So kind of going with the same notes I had from that race, and hopefully it's a good shakedown test with it next Saturday for 50 laps, and then we'll be back there on the 17th with the new car that we won with last night.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you're going to be into a real dilemma if you go out there this coming weekend with the other car and go even quicker. Then what will you do for the APC opener? Now you got to look at both.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like we have 2 really good bullets in our chamber. I'm really happy with what we're able to do with this team. I mean, like I said before, we're working every day where this is not a full-time gig for us. This is what we enjoy to do on a Saturday night. And the fact that we can be competitive and work the amount of hours that everyone on our team has to work and come out voluntarily and put on a show. I mean, just super, super happy, super blessed with everyone that surrounds us. And yeah, it was good. It was good short track racing last night. There was a lot of respect early on in the race. Motorcar, he kind of doored me 3 or 4 times, and I don't know. I just felt like I'm not giving this one up, and you know what? That'll go in the memory bank a little bit, and we're gonna go back there next week and see if we can't do it with the other car.
Well, on some of those restarts, I was saying to Doug, is the 17 going to take the high side, or is it going to stay down to the bottom? I wasn't sure. Well, you answered the question every time and chose your lane. Would you have done anything different there? Because, you know, it's a give and take sort of situation on the restart like that.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, like, obviously everyone in that field last night, there wasn't a bad car in that field.
No.
And we've raced against a lot of those guys a lot of times, and there's a lot of respect. You know, Motorcat and I, that was just good short track hard racing. We got into each other. It kind of reminded me of the old Sauble days when Parker and Gibbons and McTeer, and it wasn't too rare that we weren't into each other's doors fighting for the lead, and it was a lot of fun. Obviously, I'm a lot happier about the result, but I wasn't willing to give it away. And yeah, man, I really appreciate the fact that I won the Steve Slaughter 500. To be honest with you, Carol has always treated my family with so much respect. My kids, my wife, everyone. Since the moment that we stepped foot in there about 12, 14 years ago, she's always been really good to our family. And Steve was always a pleasure to be around. So it was really special. I gave Carol a big hug at the end when she did the check presentation, and I thought it was pretty fitting. It was awesome.
Yeah, you gotta love it. Like you say, Steve was a really good friend of mine, and still is. I just haven't seen him in a while. And Carol and the kids. Well, the kids are all men now. Like it's just amazing. Good job last night, kid. It's going to be an exciting season. We know one thing for sure. The 17 car is ready to go, and hey, there's a whole pile that are chasing you, and a bunch that we didn't see last night. So it's going to be interesting. That APC race number 1 is going to be, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a goodie.
Yeah, it'll be good. I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, in the offseason, I felt like we have been really prepared, and we've got our stuff together. And I mean, as long as there's no mechanical or unforeseen failures, I think we're going to be right there in the hub. And if not, we're going to work our asses off to get there. So,
well, congratulations on the win. Absolutely to you and the crew and everybody. Work hard. When does the pavement start going down? I know it's only May, but to an asphalt guy, when do you start laying blacktop?
So we actually started laying a little bit of asphalt at our shop last week just to get our, we saw mulch and topsoil and a bunch of stuff. We're redoing our bins at the shop, so we did a little bit of asphalt there. As a racer, I'm glad that you asked. We're actually starting full-time back tomorrow, and we're starting at full throttle Motor Speedway, Porsche. Took down the old grandstands there, and has never looked anywhere else but NEI paving to get the paving done, and we're paving a big piece in there for him in a driveway, and cleaning it up for him. So I gotta say thanks. Paul, he's always used us, and he is the definition of racers helping racers. So a huge hats off to him. But yeah, full-time paving tomorrow, and the 4 crews going every which direction.
Well, it wasn't that long ago, Josh. I got to say, I can't remember seeing a paving crew out anywhere until like July when it was really hot out. And then they would go right until the very end, just about, I don't know, the end of November. But I can't remember seeing things starting up this early. But I guess technology changes and all kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah, technology, and I mean, half load roads coming off. I mean, that's the biggest thing that we're always waiting on. And asphalt plants typically are a maintenance nightmare. So they generally in the spring will do their maintenance, and we're kind of waiting on them to have all their stuff and their checks and balances done before we get rolling. So, yeah, we're back at it full time again tomorrow, and we're going to clean up Full Throttle a little bit more. We did a big piece there a couple of years ago for him, and we're doing some more there to help that facility out, and it's looking amazing there.
Yeah, it sure is. Terpanier's been doing a hell of a job at Full Throttle. Fans will be looking forward to seeing the fruits of all your labors. Congratulations on the win. Congrats to you and Bailey and everybody. Looking forward to seeing what you got in the tank, not only next weekend, but into that ATC opener, kiddo.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. We've done some other stuff on the off-season. My wife, Bailey's got this website, victorybuff.ca, where you can find all the Starting Motorsports merchandise. We've got some new hats on there, some new shirts, and designing some new stuff. And she said, you know, each time we race, I'm throwing a discount out. So I think from now until Tuesday, there's 17% off of the Starting Motorsport shirts and hats. So if you're a fan, or maybe you're not a fan and you just want a shirt, find victorybuff.ca. And thanks everyone that supports us. Thanks to all the sponsors, my family, my friends, obviously the crew. Couldn't do it without them.
Keep her going, Josh. We'll save a seat for you. Have a good one, and you get after it. Thanks for the time tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Joe. It's always a pleasure catching up with you.
You bet. Josh Snoddy from Chesley, Ontario. Race number 1 in the books. He wins 100. We are going to take our first break here on Race Time. And when we come back, how about we talk some dirt? Get you up to date on everything you're going to need to know about the Big O. It starts on Friday night, and we will be back all live tonight on Race Time Radio in the Race Time Radio studio. Stay with us. Tonight's Race Time Radio is brought to you by Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter. Napa Auto Parts stores, Port Hawkesbury, New Glasgow, and Antigonish, Nova Scotia, and by Canadian Tire Motorsport Parts at CanadianTireMotorsportParts.com. Sprint car modified racing, GSR chassis are for you with countless hours in R&D, engineered data, and telemetry. GSR chassis are driven to win with the best materials, handcrafted by qualified technicians, manufactured to precise specifications. Every GSR chassis comes with technical support. Chassis are sold as a roller or turnkey, ready to take a green flag. To beat the best, you need the best. With GSR chassis, we all have jobs to do, some a lot bigger than others. The equipment we use makes all the difference. And Sturt's Equipment in Erin has a full range. No matter how big the task, turn a job into a passion. Sturt's Equipment, dependable, affordable, sales and service since 1955. It's time to get the job done.
The NASCAR Canada Series is coming to Red Speedway, Canada's only national touring series, featuring the best drivers in the country. Racing on challenging street surface, oval, and road courses. The NASCAR Canada Series is coming to Red Speedway. The green flag waves for the 2025 season, May 18th.
It's time for over 30 years. Quick Fire Starters, a fuel to sport on and off the track, making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your Quick Fire Starter in the pin, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Quick Fire Starters, no harmful chemicals, and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter. Tonight's Race Time Radio is fueled by AP Race Fuels, the worldwide leader in race fuel technology, and by Red TV Canada. From 2 wheels to 4 and so much more. The race is on Red TV Canada.
The Archer Series is the division of the Automobile Racing Club of America and a key NASCAR regional feeder to the big leagues instructor. And you can catch the whole season on Red TV.
From the high banks of Daytona, we cover it all. That's going to hurt Mark. And now, back to Joe's.
Hey, shake your bike down. Woo! Shake your bike.
And here on Race Time Radio.
And welcome back, one and all, to Race Time Radio Live tonight from the Race Time Radio studio. Got to do one reminder here. If you missed the action at Sunset Speedway just last night, the season opener, and you want to go back and you want to watch that Steve Slaughter 100 and all the other races, I might add, get to Pedal Power on YouTube. Ingrid and her husband were there last night, filmed it all, and she's got it all uploaded. Get to Pedal Power. She does a great job, and we got to thank Ingrid for the clips that we use throughout the course of the show. And thanks, Ingrid. Now, our next guest. You want to talk about a guy with credentials and a busy guy? Things are really getting busy for this next guest. He is Race Rivals. He is the voice at the Big O. Well, one of the voices at the Big O. He's also the race director. And, I could be here for a half hour telling you what the guy does, but what do you say we get him on here and see what's all happening and what's going on tonight there, Mr. Klutt and Geoffrey. How are you?
I'm good, Joe. How you doing?
Good, buddy, good. So, all the planning, all of the stuff you've been, running in your mind, getting things ready to go. The opener comes up in less than a week now. How are things looking at the Big O?
Yeah, I think for the first time since I've been full-time manager here for 10 years now, I think we're in the best spot we've ever been in the spring. You know, we've made these improvements to the grounds, the concrete, the constant paving going on. So it's really not a problem like the springs would have been in the past. I'm proud to say the last 2 Fridays we got on track, which that's allowed us to get kind of half the speedway up and running, if you will, the timing, the scoring. We tested our new safety lights on Friday. Gets the back gate going, just kind of gets everything in the swing, gets the track working. So that was kind of the first half of the opener. The second half comes this week, which is the front grandstand half and all the concessions, the washrooms and all that stuff. And we have made some big improvements over there. But back to practice, first off, over 50 teams a week ago Friday, and then over 65 teams this past Friday. So our teams are ready to go. I think those are the best practice norms we've ever had. I think the track's in the best shape it's always been. You know, we have a bit of a weaker under turn one that sometimes in the spring causes issues, but I feel it's in great shape. Of course, Glenn is never satisfied, so he's going to want to tweak it a bit more, but I don't think you're going to see us have to do a lot of work to the track. Didn't hear anybody complain about it. We're in really good shape. So, yeah, excited about Friday's opener. Our 360s are off. Kind of let them get ready. We really wanted them to put all their attention on the Outlaw show if we could. And we know they're bringing a knife to gunfight, but a lot of them have stepped up. But first off, Friday's going to be great. Our first GFORCE Live event of the year, so we're proud to be up there. And that'll also show up on Rev as well a week later. So excited to be presenting some good old dirt racing back to everybody across the world for free on Friday Night Live. We're excited to be doing that.
Gotta love it. Man, oh man, I'm excited. Can't wait for the action to start. Registered drivers, how is it looking comparative to last year? We still got the same numbers, up a bit, down a bit. Where are we at?
Yeah, I think racing is a lot like the ocean when it comes to car counts. Some weeks you're up on top of the curl, and some weeks you're down in the valley, or years, I should say. Some years you're down in the valley, and we see divisions flux as drivers move up. On the whole, I think we're going to be very healthy. I don't see us not having full fields in every class or very close to it. Craig should be around 35, 360s around 24 every week. The Thunderstocks, if anything, is the one we've seen a dip at Maryville when it opened up. They're a little bit low now, but I think our guys are going to come back. I expect 28 of those. And then the mini stocks are always in the 30s, so we're in great shape for that, for our weekly stuff. But the big thing, obviously, the Outlaws coming. We're super excited with it. This has been something that's been in the works for since pre-COVID, when all the border and everything really got tight and you needed a lot of passes and extra bull, I guess I can say, to get across the border. So we've kind of been trying to court them for the last 5 years now, and they just weren't really interested. And I want to thank
our good friend Doug Leonard, who's the race director there now, he was our race director, who really was kind of like the one who helped put this together. It started in November at the World Finals. They had a hole in their tour, and we fit the gap. Obviously, May isn't ideal for us. If there's any concern, that's the weather, but long-term forecast looks fantastic, so we're excited about that. And we were able to put together. So I think, let's bring the Outlaws up, show them what a great place Ohsweken is. Even since they've been there. Now, Joe, I know it's kind of like we see our kids grow up, so you don't realize how much they're changing year to year, day to day, till you stand back and look at a picture. And the last time the Outlaws came to Glenn's house, the driveway wasn't paved, a lot of the pit stalls weren't paved, none of the roads in the pits were paved, the VIP building wasn't there, the new garage at the back wasn't there, just so many changes. So I think they're going to see the constant improvement, and our hope is that, they welcome us back next year with a nice July, August, hot summer party date.
But
so that's what we're working on.
there isn't a racetrack that they go to that is going to hold a candle to the one they're coming to. I can guarantee you that. It's a palace. It rivals most asphalt tracks, really.
Yeah, Glenn's very proud of the place, and there's no expense spared to make it, the crown jewel. We kind of started calling the dirt capital of the north. We got a lot of great stuff going on. I think the biggest thing now, you're going to start to see improvements. The grandstand area, we knocked down our old concession. All of our regular fans haven't seen that yet. So It's a big change to kind of I call it the courtyard behind the grandstands, where you come in, where the concessions are, where, we're going to host some autograph sessions for the Outlaw races. But I really want to talk about that, Joe. Outlaws are with us, not too many days from now. We're talking, 9 days from now, the Outlaws are going to be at Ohsweken for Wednesday, Thursday race. We've got late models with them on the Wednesday, and then Schrader's going to jump into with the UMP cars from Ontario and the Brighton cars to go at it as a sport division on Thursday. We still have lots of great tickets for sale. Tickets are $60 for the front, and the pricing is amazing for the show you're going to see. We've had a lot of 410s locally joining this deal. So Outlaws are going to bring about 16 platinum drivers. Those are the best of the best. And then a lot of our guys have jumped up. The Turner boys have got a 410. Tyler Pallas, Stiers, of course, we're bringing in Stuart Friesen. So we're expecting, 24 410s and another 10 to 12 360s. So it's going to be a fantastic show.
Did Nick Sheridan end up with a ride? Do you know yet?
Nick's expecting his motor. He was talking to me this week. He's hoping to be out there. That would be his first race in the car. So they're a little bit late to the game this year. They're still waiting on their engine, I understand. But he's excited to go. I think a lot of our 360 guys, why would you bring a knife to a gunfight? I guess for the asphalt fans, it would be like bringing a super stock to a pro late race is a good way to describe it for the asphalt fans. Well, the payouts are there. You're eligible to race with it. You're racing with the best. Now, if you let some of the superstock drivers jump in and race against Bubba Pollard and some of the likes of these guys, they're going to take that shot. So a lot of our teams, even though they realize just qualifying may be tough, but I've also seen our 360 guys make it in and make a good dollar. You're going to be well over $3,000 just for last place if you can qualify both nights. So I think a lot of them are going to take a shot. It's prestigious when you get to line up alongside David Gravel and Donnie Schatz and Karsten Macedo and, Buddy Kofoid. They've got all the best premier drivers coming. We're super excited. We sold out camping a month ago. And, so we're trying to make improvements around that stuff. The grandstand area parking is still something we're working on right now. We've got bulldozers out there dropping gravel and laying stuff because that's the one thing we're still trying to put the nails to for the big show.
Right.
We're hoping to have to park 2,000 cars, so that's a lot of parking.
Oh, yeah. But if anybody can do it, it's you. You think everything through, and you really do a good job, bud. You do. I'm not saying that to blow wind. You actually put the rubber on the road, and you get it done, and it's done right. That's cool. Friday night, people are going to get there. They don't have to eat before they come. They can get some great food right at the track. So Friday night is the opener, but let's touch on the Wednesday, Thursday night with the World of Outlaws. What time is best for them to get there if they haven't got a ticket yet?
That's a great point, Joe. So we don't anticipate either show is going to sell out. So even though ticket sales have been fantastic, like amazing since Christmas, We've really made the effort. So we will have lots of great tickets available. You can still come up, pay $65 to get in the pits and get up close to these race cars. You don't have a guaranteed seat, but you're going to be on your feet anyways the whole night, so we're not worried about that. But I think, to answer your question, I think you want to get out there early as you can. If you can get out there early afternoon, beat the rush, because traffic is going to be an issue if there ever was one. So I'm going to throw it out here right now. If you are coming from the Brantford side, or the Hamilton side, or the Dunnville Haldeman side, coming from the south, as I call it, coming from the backside of it, that one stretch from the Speedway to the river is always going to be jammed at the big event. So if you can pick one of the other 4 or 5 arteries to get into us, you should have smooth sailing in. So if you can avoid the Chiefswood Road entrance to the Speedway at all costs, you'd probably be a lot better off. Come out early. I was talking to Adam Ross today about some of the pre-stuff we're going to do. The courtyard is going to be full. We're going to have the autograph sessions going on. We're going to do a bit of a trackside show with some interviews. I'm hoping to have some entertainment there starting around 4 o'clock so the cars go on the track. So come on out. I know a lot of the Outlaw teams are also bringing their apparel trailers, which was a big effort for them to bring all their inventory across, especially with the borders and the terrace where it is now. But they're taking it seriously to cater to the Canadian fans. They understand what this is going to be, and this is my plea to the Canadian fans. Not like I even need to give this plea at all, because our fans are absolutely amazing. But if you talk to these guys and the drivers and the Outlaw guys, they come around, make sure you're thanking them.
Yeah.
Thank them for coming up. Let them know we appreciate the effort they're going through to get here. I mean, I've even worked with Doug to work on the border crossing, the MTO inspections. There's a lot to more than just throwing up some money and hope that these drivers show up, because we do want to make it seamless so they can come over. But they're going to face a lot of the things that the Toronto Indy drivers would face, where they all. So just when you're a big operation, it takes a lot to make it happen.
Yeah, and it's cool when they actually hear from the fans and they hear a thank you. It's important. Yeah. That's typically Canadian too, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm trying to. We were going on CHCH-TV next Monday morning, so that's hopefully going to pull us some extra views and eyeballs to lead up to it. But as I try to explain to the TV rep who doesn't really understand what we're doing here, I said, this is the equivalent of AC/DC coming to the local bar up here. Like, we're bringing the best of the best to Glenn's backyard.
Yeah.
And you're going to see a show like you've never seen. Stuart Friesen was able to shock them. Tony Stewart was able to shock them. Logan Schuhart had some great runs. So when it goes back, Jason Sides nailed the place the first 2 years they came. So this is a story maker of a track. Even if you're a World of Outlaw regular, this is the neutral ground. They don't come here very often. I predict that it won't be the same old guys kicking ass at this race. You're going to see somebody else who finds their niche and goes for it. I know a lot of the hometown crew is pulling for Stewie, because he's been grew up around here and was able to knock them off last time. He had a great run last time in the car. So, but even Jordan Poirier, what he's been able to do in the 360, the list can go on. Ryan Turner's had a heck of a season. His brother Corey is mega hungry. Dylan Westbrook's got a 410. All of our best drivers are stepping up to this, and it's going to be amazing.
Well, this is the wild card race, isn't it? Really, they're coming in without really a notebook, not knowing really what to expect. I think back to when Tony Stewart won his very first sprint car race. He did it at the Big O, and I know from sitting there interviewing him after, it made a huge, huge impression on him. And look what we got treated to. A piece of history in the sport. We got more history. I know it. It's going to be written on the Wednesday and Thursday a week from now. It's going to be cool, Glenn.
Yeah, so those 2 races are going to be on Dirt Vision. We get a lot of questions about that. So Dirt Vision owns the rights to those. So we won't be on GForce on the Wednesday or Thursday, but if you have Dirt Vision, you can catch the whole program. Our GForce program goes every Friday after that with Ohsweken live and starting this Friday, May 9th. So we're excited with that. This weekend, we don't have the 360s. Like I said, we got the dirt style modified sportsman cars in. The Racing Champion Sportsman Tours in, and they're going to put on a good show. I was out with a couple of guys last night that are stepping up, getting back in the deal. So we're going to have a great Friday night as long as the weather holds out. And I guess like we said about any weekend, but we're excited. And hopefully everybody makes Ohsweken one of their chosen stops this year. I feel we make the effort to give a great show every week, not waste your time, give you good value for your buck. $20 for an adult to come out and get your face blown off by sprint cars and I like to describe it too. If you've never been, if you're watching this program and haven't been to Ohsweken Speedway, I promise you we will kick your chest in when you come in. It's almost like the drag cars when you go see the top fuel for the first time. It is literally ground shaking when those cars go by in a pack at 170 kilometers an hour. It's crazy.
I have got, look, you can't see it HD. I'll tell you what, I get goosebumps. I can't wait for this. It's going to be spectacular. In the booth for Friday night, our opener. You, Adam, Greg, same crew, everything the same?
Yeah, GFORCE is hitting on all cylinders.
Good.
We've been real proud of the way it's gone. Advertising's up on that. And all around, that's another thing I'm proud of the Ohsweken side. Our business end of things really got ahead of the tariffs and all this political BS that we all just faced and you're still in the middle of. And our partners all came back stronger than ever, so we want to thank our business partners for that. And I know the teams feel it's all about the business, it's not the teams. Of course, we need the teams, but the business helps us build great things for the team, so we appreciate that. But yes, Adam and Greg will be in the booth as normal. I'll be chasing Rex with the camera and getting it all in. We're working on some new in-car camera stuff, so we're trying to bring new stuff to the mix as well. And, of course, I got to mention our Thursday night program that's going to start in a few weeks. We've got the next generation of racers, Greg Calvin's son, McLean, and my boy Jack. They do a great job on Thursdays doing the live micro sprints. We got 5 divisions of the next generation coming up, produced live by the next generation of kids coming up. So we're super proud of that, and a lot of sponsors got behind that. So we're very proud of Ohsweken to be offering 2 nights of live entertainment, free to the world, and we feel like we're going to lift this thing like all the other pro sports did 100 years ago. This may take us another few more.
Well, and like Corey McAllister's son, he's going to be down there running that this year, right? He's doing both. He's doing some dirt and asphalt. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, it's not lost on us what getting someone like that into the mix does. You know, whenever we can have someone who's got great representation and visibility like McAllister and what they're doing with their 2-speed motorsports and all that stuff, whenever he can get on board and kind of cross that line, he's going to be the Pied Piper of a few more guys, because when they go up there, those are the best advertising. Hey, you raced on Ohsweken. What's the carts like? What does it cost? When do you race? Those are our best salespeople we have, our own people. So guys like that working on it for us is certainly going to be an added bonus and a great addition to our field on Thursdays.
Well, get some sleep, Clint. You're going to need it. We will see you, if not Friday night, guaranteed Wednesday, Thursday next week. We appreciate the time and the effort and everything that you do to keep us all entertained, and can't wait, man. Brand new season ahead of us. Thanks so much for the time.
No problem. I'm pumped up more than ever. Let's do it. We'll see you at the track.
You gotta love it. That's Klutt and Geoffrey right there. We are going to hit a quick break. When we come back, I got Gary Klutt lined up. We're going to talk NASCAR Canada and a bunch more. So stay with us all night tonight, right here on Race Time Radio. Tonight's Race Time Radio is brought to you by Stewart's Equipment with 4 locations. 2 in Erin, Cookstown, and Stainer. Featuring Kubota, turn faster, cut smarter, power up for strength. Celebrating 70 years. Servicing South Central Ontario since 1955. It's at Stewart's Equipment.
Even though Napa is a nationally known name, nearly all of our stores are built from the ground up by local owners and families. People you might call neighbors will be here, there, and everywhere. Doing what neighbors do to keep their communities moving forward. Stop by a Napa Auto Parts store. You can count on Napa know-how.
Tonight's Race Time Radio is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts Stores, New Glasgow, Antigonish, and Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia. You can count on Napa know-how.
My whole body turned inside out. I honestly feel physically ill if I went to the start.
Gearing up to explore the thrill of racing from around the world. From the desert to the dirt to the speed of the tarmac.
I'll do whatever is needed to be fast.
This weekly action-packed series uncovers it all. Gearing up only on Rev TV, your source for motorsports.
It's time for over 30 years, Quick Fire Starters, a fuel the sport on and off the track, making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your Quick Fire Starter in the pit, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Quick Fire Starters. No harmful chemicals, and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter. For sprint car or modified racing, GSR chassis are for you. With countless hours at R&D, engineered data, and telemetry, GSR chassis are driven to win with the best materials, handcrafted by qualified technicians, manufactured to precise specifications. Every GSR chassis comes with technical support. Chassis are sold as a roller or turnkey, ready to take the green flag. To beat the best, you need the best. With GSR chassis, there's work and there's fun. Both require the right equipment. Since 1955, Ed Stewart's Equipment has specialized in both, with a full lineup of Kubota, Honda, Stihl, New Holland, and most selections are in stock, ready to go, with 4 locations to serve you. 2 in Erin, Cookstown, and Stainer. It's Stewart's Equipment. With the right equipment, work can be fun.
Your weekly fix of newsmakers and newsbreakers is found right here. We call it Race Time Radio with your host, Joe Chisholm.
And welcome back, one and all, to Race Time Radio. So glad you could tune in tonight. We genuinely appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Maybe one day we'll catch up to our next guest. He knocks it out of the park with his show. We got Gary Klutt, driver of the 59 in NASCAR Canada. He joins us now on the Zoom line. Happy New Year, Gary. How are you?
Happy New Year. Good to see you. I'm doing really well, getting geared up for the season.
Yeah, awesome stuff. So you got the 59 car ready to go. I'm, standing from a distance here, and I'm looking, and all of a sudden my phone goes kabing, and I look at Rev TV, Gary Klutt going in the booth. I'm going, what is going on, man? That's huge news. I thought this is going to work out well. We got Gary Klutt coming on the show. I get a chance to talk not only racing, but broadcasting. That's tremendous. You got a lot happening, bud.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Cool deal. I think I've been, just saying it to anyone who will listen for years that it would be great to have a guy, who's currently racing or, 1 or 2 years removed from the series in the booth there. Just add a little bit more context to, what guys are thinking in the car and, what strategies might be playing out. So I'm excited to do it.
Oh, it's awesome. I can tell you from a little bit of experience here with Race Time Radio. Out on the east coast of Canada, we do the IWK 250 every year, and we have for now 14 years, including this one. We had the driver of the 35 out there, Brad Mann, 7-time champion in different disciplines, and been like a super late model driver forever. He was going to retire. And presto, we got him on our broadcast. He's been with me ever since. And I'll tell you what, makes a huge difference to the listeners when we got Brad Mann on the broadcast. It gives you a real good insight into what's happening on the track. And with NASCAR Canada, I'll tell you what, you want to talk about competition and a piece of paper between guys, that is NASCAR Canada. Do they have 100 cars? No, they don't. But the cars that they got, talk about competitive, it's off the charts. And we're going to see that this year on Rev TV. It's the new home for NASCAR Canada from a broadcast perspective. And we're going to get a lot more live races than we've ever seen. And that is what's got me excited. And I know Canada is going to be super excited when it all starts to sink in. And to have someone like you on the broadcast team, that's going to be really cool. Do you know who else, Gary, you're going to be working with on the broadcast side?
Not entirely sure yet. Kind of have to set things up this coming week here. Go down and visit the studio there and get the lay of the land and figure out how each race is going to go. But I don't have to worry about that for the first race because I'll be behind the wheel for that one. So we'll figure it out after that.
That is cool. How many races have you got planned for the 59 car this year?
Yeah, right now we're looking at, I think, 4 road course races. So we'll do both CTMP, bookends, Labor Day and Victoria Day. And then we'll go out to Three Rivers and excited to go to Calabogie for the first time.
Yeah, that's going to be a neat addition to NASCAR Canada. Have you raced at Calabogie before?
I've run a Trump car race there years ago. So not that configuration, the long configuration, but it would be great to go and test there. I'm not sure if they're going to have a Friday test there, an unofficial or official test day beforehand, which would be great. Looks like a proper road course track, which is awesome because right now we only have CTMP. Everything else is kind of a street circuit really. So to have another dedicated road course is great.
Oh, yeah, with the elevation changes and all the nuances of a purpose-built track, it's going to be really cool to see you guys there. And really, that is, let's call it the wild card race for NASCAR Canada for 2025. Everybody that I have spoke to, you've got the most experience out of all of them when we talk Calabogie, and you were, in the jump car there.
Yeah. It will be a wild card. I'm sure a certain number of guys will have a large number of laps there, but maybe not a whole ton of laps in the NASCAR Canada car. So, I expect kind of the same guys to be close to the front as usual. Those top 10 guys who can win any and every race. It's getting crazy how deep the field is of potential winners at every race.
Well, you fit in like a glove, too. When I look back over the last 3 or 4 years, Gary Klutt, you have been right there for the victory, and something stupid will happen, or you get tied up in one. It's just something that, because you're mighty capable all day of winning that race and leading laps and doing all the things you need to do, except the closing part of it, the last lap, the last couple laps, something like I say will happen. But you're fully capable of winning that race.
Yeah, I mean that's the plan. It's nice that we get 2 shots at CTMP, 1 at Calabogie. Yeah, I mean it is what it is when you get 3 or 4 races, 3 or 4 shots to win a race each year. You compare it to the guys at the cup level or truck level, and they get 30 some odd chances to go win a race. So it's hard, hard to put it in perspective sometimes. But yeah, we've been out front and broke a sway bar on the last lap, or get turned around on the last lap, or right into someone's oil. So we've had our share of ones that have gone wrong, but we'll close it out one of these days.
Well, you get those out of the way. Now you make room for that flawless day, so to speak, and get into victory lane. How is the crew looking on the 59 team? You got the same guys, same everything?
Yeah, everything's, all the same guys. John's been working hard these last couple of weeks getting the car ready. Hopefully we found some speed, but everyone's working hard, so we'll see how it goes at the first race. Gonna have a new look this year. We'll announce that probably later this week. A couple new sponsors there, so excited about that. That's always fun to bring people back who have been partners in the past, and just relationships. So I enjoy that aspect of it too.
Well, I did. Sue said, "Do I use the blue car, the red car, for the graphics on the screen?" I said, I don't know, Sue. I don't know what Gary's going to go with. Whether it will be a new look or what.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We'll have a new one.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. I can guarantee it. Legendary Motorcar is where you're there each and every day. How's biz? How's things looking there?
Good. Yeah, it's so much fun just going into work and, next door to my brother and get to see my dad. And, we do that 5 days a week. So it's a lot of fun. And then, it's so good to be able to walk into the back shop through everything that's going on, and then, go spend some time with John and with the guys working on the car. So, just to be able to pop in and, bounce some ideas off them a couple times a day is very nice, and then walk back to my office and try and make a buck. So it's good.
Yeah, good deal. With the 59 car, Gary, each year these teams update things and they change things, either a brand new chassis, a brand new car. How about you with the 59? Is it a brand new car this year, or is it one that you have done your massaging to, so to speak?
Yeah, I think so. This car we built, John and Whitey built it in for the 2022 season when we ran the whole season. We had new tech wood on the car, the black, white, and green car. And right out of the box, it was fast. That was the fastest new car that I've ever had. It didn't take a whole ton of massaging or debugging. So that car's been great. Yeah, nothing really new. But that car's worked well. Hasn't had a hard hit yet, so it's only 3 years old now. So it's still got some life in it. But we'll see. We'll see what the old man wants to do, because he gets the old car, so he's always looking to upgrade his car. So maybe in a couple of years we'll go and build a new one, or when myself or John can justify a new one that is going to be that much better. So we'll see.
That would be scary, putting Peter Klutt in a brand new car. He'd really whack you guys if you put him in the new piece. I guarantee it.
Exactly. He's in a couple of strong showings. I mean, he was quickest in practice last year at CTMP, and the officials went to go check and make sure it wasn't my transponder on his car. So that was a good one. Yeah, he's still getting it done at 62 years old.
Yeah. Hey, you're only as old as you think you are, right? That's and you guys never. Well, you guys. Yeah, good way to put it. You guys never act your age. You're always still teenagers in this game. Any chance we're going to see you on an oval? You're not just a road course ace. You do like the ovals.
I love the ovals. We'll see if something comes together. I'm, always happy to do the ovals. There's certain ones that I like better than others. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of them. I love Chaudier. It's a great track. Sunset's a great track. Some great ovals this year. But we'll see. We'll see if it comes together. I always like to be a little bit more prepared for the those races. But if something comes together last minute, I'm happy to get in any car and drive it. So
I can well imagine. Yeah, it's going to be an outstanding season. So the first time we're going to see you in behind the wheel of the race car is at CTMP, Castro, Victoria Day Fest. When's the first time we're going to see you in the broadcast booth?
I believe it's the next one, the next race, which you'll have to remind me is Sunset or Chaudier.
I'd have to be more prepared than that. You see, I have the schedule up. Yeah, I'm always going up to the next one.
Yeah, so it is the next race, whatever one that is. I'll get a little bit more dialed in, in the coming weeks here and get into race season mode. So that next one, and again, I'm excited for that. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. If we have the program and play our positions right, I think hopefully I can add a little bit, some insight into what the guys are thinking and be a little bit more technical than the broadcast has been in the last couple of years.
Well, I guarantee it, Gary Klutt, when you jump in, it's going to be informative, and it's going to be a lot of fun as well. We appreciate the time tonight on Race Time, my friend. How's your program? Where do we point everybody so they can stay up to date with you? They can find out the new look of the car when it comes out. Where do we find all that neat info?
Yeah, if you're on social media, just follow me on Gary Klutt at any place you want, Facebook, Instagram, wherever, and then on YouTube as well. And we have also fun doing almost one video a week for the legendary Motorcar YouTube. So we film some cool stuff, get to take stuff out of the showroom, make some pretty shots with some drones and GoPros, and talk about a very special car every week. So I enjoy getting behind the wheel of those, and then my dad will step in and give some really good insight on the history and the specificities of some pretty unique cars.
We're jealous, buddy. We're jealous. I've seen the stuff you guys have got behind the doors of that legendary motorcar shop. Unreal. Just beautiful stuff. Gary, we appreciate the time. Good luck in race number 1. We'll see you at CTMD. We'll stop by.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it. Take care. Appreciate it.
You bet. That's Gary Klutt, driver of the 59 in NASCAR Canada. Watch for him. He's owed one or two from that track. He's going to be really, really good in race number 1. You can guarantee it. And kind of cool, right? We're going to see him, hear him on the broadcast in race number 2. So lots to look forward to, race fans. That's all I can tell you from here. But we are going to hit another break, and when we come back, we'll talk more NASCAR Canada with Sam Fallows. Stay with us, all live tonight. Tonight's Race Time Radio is brought to you by Leaf Racewear. Fuel your passion and confidence at LeafRacewear.com. We're an essential part of any team.
The Insta WeatherTech Sports Car Championship is on Rev TV. Catch all the action live with full race coverage of the high speed section that North America's leading sports car series delivers. 4 classes, world-renowned drivers, and leading manufacturers, putting it all on the line to gain champions. It's the WeatherTech Sports Car Championship right here on Rev TV.
For over 30 years, Quick Fire Starters have fueled the sport on and off the track, making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your Quick Fire Starter in the pit, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Quick Fire Starters. No harmful chemicals, and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter.
The NASCAR Canada Series is coming to Rev TV. Canada's only national touring series, featuring the best drivers in the country. Racing on challenging street circuits, oval, and road courses. The NASCAR Canada Series is coming to Rev TV. The green flag waves for the 2025 season, May 18th.
There's work and there's fun. Both require the right equipment. Since 1955, Ed Stewart's Equipment has specialized in both, with a full lineup of Kubota, Honda, Stihl, New Holland, and most selections are in stock, ready to go, with 4 locations to serve you. 2 in Erin, Cookstown, and Stainer. It's Stewart's Equipment. With the right equipment, work can be fun.
Even though Napa is a nationally known name, nearly all of our stores are built from the ground up by local owners and families. People you might call neighbors will be here, there, and everywhere. Doing what neighbors do to keep their communities moving forward. To stop by a Napa Auto Parts store, you can count on Napa know-how.
Tonight's Race Time Radio is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts stores, New Glasgow, Indiganesh, and Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia. You can count on Napa know-how.
Tonight's Raceman Radio is brought to you by Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter. Napa Auto Parts stores, Port Hawkesbury, New Glasgow, and Indiganesh, Nova Scotia. And by Canadian Tire Motorsport Park at CanadianTireMotorsportPark.com.
Your weekly fix of newsmakers and news breakers is found right here. We call it Race Time Radio with your host, Joe Chisholm.
Oh, it's not going to be long now, race fans, and we will have those NASCAR Canada cars back on that beautiful surface at CTMP, Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. It's going to be a huge weekend. You can camp. You can get to the Canadian Tire Fun Zone. You can get up close, talk to the drivers, see the cars, all of the above. You go there. It's not just going to a race for the day. You want to go for the weekend, and I'll tell you what, you'll be entertained the whole time. Our next guest is Mr. Sam Fellows. He used to work at the racetrack, not no more. He's out doing his own thing now, and he's working with Porsche. How about that? We got him on the Zoom line. What's going on tonight, Sam? How are you?
Hey, how are you? Yeah, I'm just coming home from work. I just want to clarify, I'm not driving and taking a video. I'm not that good of a driver, okay?
No kidding. So, you must be sitting in the Porsche now, I bet, right?
I can neither confirm nor deny which vehicle I'm sitting in at the moment.
Okay. Hey, how's the 87 coming along? Are you ready to go?
Yeah, no, our car's ready. We're going to go do some testing here shortly and get all dialed in for the first race.
You got your spotter ready to go? You got your crew chief ready to go? Is everybody all set?
Yeah. We got Mike Knott back. Really happy. I've worked with Mike basically all the last 5 years that I've been in this series, and my dad, the spotter, my mom, the team owner, my brothers are our media guy. It's a family affair, and we're having a lot of fun with it.
Well, that's the main thing. That's what you want to do. And Sam, you are one of those guys when you get to CTMP that is not just another team that's out there riding around. You're one of those guys that can potentially win on any given day at that Speedway. You were born on that place pretty well. And, you got the new car. You got the new motor in it this time. Where are we at with the 87?
Yeah, we have the most expensive motor, I think, in the paddock, and for all the wrong reasons. We just kept having problems, but usually induced by us for the wrong reasons. So we know it's going to be a good piece, but it's just been a struggle for whatever reason. We've had to rebuild it a couple times, so third time's a charm, I think.
Oh, it's going to be. You know what? Just like Gary Klutt, our last guest, Gary has been there a number of times, leading the race with 10 to go or something like that, and something will happen. He'll either get taken out or something will break or whatever. He hasn't made it to victory lane. And watching you, Sam, over the last few years, you've been coming up and, okay, top 20, top 5, or top 10, now top 5. You're coming, and it's just a question of time, I believe.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. I think last year we kind of became a bit more of a contender, more where we wanted to be, and I still don't think we're as close as I want to be, at least last year with the top 3. But we've got a really good team in terms of I think the strategy that we've called, and Mike and my dad up there sometimes I got to tell them to shut up a little bit because they're just talking in my ear and I'm trying to drive. But no, the strategy was really good last year, and I think Kyle was coming. Kyle Steckley was coming hard. He was going to get me for sure there. But I thought if we hadn't blown up with a handful of laps to go, we might have been on for our first podium for sure. So, but it was one of those things where if you're going to blow up, you might as well blow up at the front. So.
Well, that's what they mean, though. You're there. You're in the contention.
We're getting closer. Yeah, we're getting closer, I think. Yeah.
Well, and look now, you go from behind the desk and doing things for the company that way to your new position where your office now is inside a car and you're driving, which is huge.
Yep. No, it was something I didn't really see coming, and it's an amazing opportunity to work with the Porsche brand at the Experience Center in Porsche Experience Center in Toronto, and to be offered the chief instructor role there was really, really humbling for me, and I can't talk too much about it. There's a lot of the stuff coming on it, but no, I think it's the progression. The progression for me was, I keep telling people I go back to when I first started, learning to drive, follow my dad down to Spring Mountain and get in a car and learn kind of not just how to drive, but through osmosis, how to become an instructor.
Yeah.
And been helping my parents run the Ron Fellows program at CTMP on the driving side for the past, almost, I guess, 10 years, kind of crazy. And so it was, when this opportunity came up, I think it was kind of a no-brainer. So I'm still involved at CTMP as far as, at the family dinner table.
Yeah.
But it's super exciting, and really, I was humbled to take the job for sure.
Yeah, well, and rightfully so. So we've got Victoria Day Fest coming up, Castro Victoria Day. That is race number 1. How many races do you got planned for the 87 car this year?
Yeah, it's been the most hectic winter that I can remember, just with all the Porsche stuff going on. I've been working hard with the team there. We've been just blessed, I think, to have the partners that we have come back with us, and a couple more as well. So we've secured enough, I think, to run all 5 of the road courses. So I'm pretty excited to do that, and I have to say thank you to my support system because my mom, dad, brother, my wife, even some of our friends. It's just my bandwidth hasn't been a ton at the moment to focus on the sponsorship side, but we've had people step up in ways that are really kind of incredible. So we've been able to secure some partners, even with me not being totally present all the time. So it's again a humbling experience to have those people around you supporting you and believing in you and what we're trying to do, and having some fun with our family racing here.
Well, make no mistake, it is a process to build one of these NASCAR Canada teams, and to do it where you're going to have an ice cube's chance in hell of going out and competing against the best in the country. Because really, that's what we're at with this series. Depending on the configuration, it doesn't matter the track. It's the experience of the guys that you're racing against, and you pick the toughest series to be in. Is there any way, did you talk NASCAR into approving a Porsche yet?
I haven't gotten that far yet, no.
Well, I guess if your dad didn't get the Corvette accepted, you're going to have a hard time getting the Porsche accepted.
Yeah, I know. I will have to. We'll have to see about that one, I guess.
Incredible. So, race number 1, did you get any test time, or are you going to get any test time before the big weekend?
Yeah, we're going to do some testing here coming up, just to come sure. Obviously, there's the rule about testing. I think it's 7 days before the first on-track event. So we're aware of the timeline, but we've got some plans to go testing really, really shortly here. So
cool. What's the car going to look like this year? New scheme, or what have you got planned there?
Yeah, new scheme. I've always gotten a kick out of doing kind of a throwback thing. Just over the years, watching our dad, race, and some of the liveries and designs have been iconic to us, and so we've got something really cool coming, and just got to take the time to hit the send button on the post, which I haven't had much time to do recently. So I'm excited to share it very soon.
You know what? When I look back over my bud, Ron Fellows, when I look back, the golden Corral car stands out in my mind. I don't know why, but that's the one that stands out.
Yeah, the golden Corral car.
Yeah.
That takes me back. Yeah. I think it was a top 10 finish, and kids ate free or something like that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of kids ate free that day.
I would say so. Just amazing. Sam, this is going to be a great season. I can't wait to see you back on the racetrack and going after it. It's going to be cool.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's going to be good. I think, like I said, we got a little bit closer to those top guys, and they're like you said, really competitive and hard to beat. But it only makes you want to beat them even more when you get this close. So we're getting closer, and proud of the team, and excited to share the news with our new sponsors and our new design coming very soon.
Awesome. How do fans stay up with you other than being on Race Time Radio, which we intend to have you on here as much as possible? Hopefully, social media frame looking.
Yeah, I'm not the most active on social media, but I do have an Instagram account. It's at Sam Fellows, and we'll be posting more as we kind of get into our race season and ramping up there a little bit. But yeah, I'm not the biggest social media. I probably should be, but yeah, I've got a kid now and a wife, and I'm trying to put the phone away as much as possible. So.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that, Sam Fellows. We appreciate the time tonight. Like I say, looking forward to seeing that 87 trackside and going for that win on the May long weekend. It's going to be cool.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it.
You bet. That is Sam Fellows, driver of the 87 NASCAR Canada. Watch for him on Victoria Fest. It's going to be off the rails. Get your plans put into play and camp there for the weekend. You'll have a gas, I can guarantee it. It's time for our Stewart's Equipment hot seat interview for the night, and this one is a legend here in Canada, the Canadian motorsport scene. It is with Junior Hanley. I caught up with him at Sunset Speedway just yesterday. Okay, for a Sunset Speedway 2025 got a brand new year. How's the winter treat you, Mr. Hanley?
How you doing?
Good. Good. You get a lot of cars built over at the off season?
I did a few cars this winter for some guys.
And what do you think so far today? Brand new season, getting ready for 100 today in the Speed Slaughter Classic.
Well, they got a lot of cars for this race, so it should be a really good race.
Should be a good show. You've been working with a lot of young drivers and some old guys and crafty guys. You got anybody that's going to stand out this year, you think, Junior?
This is the first race I come to, so I really haven't looked around a lot, but we got a lot of young guys who's doing really good.
Yeah, it is really. It's going to be an exciting year. Of course, here at Sunset Speedway, we've got the Junior Hanley Classic as well. That'll be one coming up this year.
Yeah, they had one here the last couple of years. We're going to have another one, so hope we get a lot of cars for it.
Yeah. So you're embedded with the 48 once again this year. Do you make it around to the different cars, Junior, that you've either built or worked on?
Yeah, I help Gordy Shepard a little, Rick Wall, Baker, a bunch of guys, Paul Rose and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait. The IWK 250's coming up. Maybe we get you back on the East Coast or what?
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
That's quite an event, isn't it? Like every year it seems to get a little bit better, and man, I don't know what to expect this year. There's so many good cars.
Yeah, when I come up to Ontario years ago, with like all kinds of cars here, and the East Coast is really hurting. You know, the East Coast has all kinds of cars, and we don't have any.
Yeah, it's funny how it goes, isn't it? Like, it's just up and down like a yo-yo. I guess economic times do play a lot in it, right?
A lot of guys, when I was down east, a lot of guys built their own stuff and worked on it, built their motors and stuff. And now everybody's got money and they're just buying lots of stuff. And it's really good racing down there.
Yeah, it is. Junior, with these tariffs and everything, we get so many parts from across the border. Do you see the day when we're going to start making more up here? And would it make even sense to?
Well, we're going to have to, because everything you buy now is like a sheet of aluminum's got $45 tariff on it.
Yeah, so a lot of the money, right? Just even to buy the tin kit.
Yeah, everything. No matter what you buy, it's tariff.
It's going to be an incredible summer, I think. It'll be hard on the teams. You see a light at the end of the tunnel? Has anything got you excited?
No, not really. It's pretty sad out there right now.
Well, we'll have to get things fired up. Look back in your career. You got a race, Junior, that stands out amongst all of the ones that you won. I know I was at a lot of them, but I guess only a fraction because you ran a lot down south. But is there any race, Junior, that stands out over any of the others?
Well, we went to Phoenix the first year and built a car and we won the race. And we come back home and we were going to go the next year. We build another car and we go out there and corner day and all the guys were pissed off about the car, so they wouldn't let me race. So Corelli's owner gave me a car to use and we worked on it and we won the race. That was about the best deal I ever had.
That sounds like a typical Junior. You were famous for building a car up here, going down south. You'd never or very rarely come home with that same car. They were selling down there as fast as you could make them.
Yeah, we'd race the car a couple times and then sell it. That's how we kept racing.
Pretty wild. And you're still doing that today other than racing. Do you miss the racing end?
Yeah, I really miss the racing. I know when it's time to quit.
Yeah, you did. I think the last time you were in a car was at Flamborough Speedway when the base car went out. I think you were in it.
Yeah, I drove around in the Don Beaton and
and I forgot the East Coast. You were in it at IWK.
Yeah, I started a race down in the East Coast, down in Lincoln, Michigan.
That 72 replica that the guy built, Stacy, I think was his name, did a beautiful job.
Yeah, he made a car look just like mine, and I drove around the pace lap.
Pretty cool. Qualifying is Hanley qualifying on the East Coast, so you got to be there for that. I hope.
I'll try.
Good deal. Thanks, Junior. I appreciate it. And I know everybody out there in Canada absolutely loves you.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah. Junior Hanley, there's only one, and he's a treasure. Here's that car. And it was Stacy Clements. A beautiful job, and it's kind of cool to see Junior behind the wheel of it. And Tim Terry and I were right there to witness all of it. I got Tim Terry on the Zoom line, but we're going to hit our final break right now, and then we're going to spend the rest of the time with Tim. Can't wait. Stay with us all live tonight, right here.
Race Time Radio is fueled by VP Race Fuels, the worldwide leader in race fuel technology.
Hey everyone, Josh Slotty here, 17 Pro late model driver for Canada Clean Fuels and Canadian Flat Roof Systems. Keep it locked on Race Time Radio with Joe Chisholm.
It's time for over 30 years. Quick fire starters. A fuel this sport on and off the track. Making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your quick fire starter in the pit, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Quick fire starters. No harmful chemicals, and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Quick fire starters. The world's best fire starter. Tonight, Race Time Radio is brought to you by DSR Parts, sprint car specialists with chassis, engines for dirt or asphalt cars. From wings to springs, DSR's got you covered.
Also by Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter.
The local FIM Superbike World Championship features production-based racing motorcycles battling it out around the world to see who will be crowned Superbike World Champion. The entire season, along with highlight coverage of each race, including World SST 300 and World SST, is right here on Red TV.
We all have jobs to do, some a lot bigger than others. The equipment we use makes all the difference. Insurance equipment in Erin has a full range. No matter how big the task, turn that job into a passion. Stewart's equipment, dependable, affordable, sales and service. Since 1955, it's time to get the job done. Tonight's Race Time Radio is brought to you by Leaf Racewear. Fuel your passion and confidence at leafracewear.com. We're an essential part of any team. Join us weekly right here on Race Time Radio every Tuesday from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern with NASCAR Canada. We'll take you inside the car.
You know, just when you think you've got enough time, you've got everything ready to go, it comes up and bites you in the butt. Just trying to get faster. But dang it, I don't like not being up front.
Okay. Our little team works really hard. We really try to keep up those fast cars. It's really difficult, and we love it.
I'm ready for that one and trying to win a Porsche.
Same team, same people. Looking to get a few more wins. We're good, so looking for a good season because we're back to the way we were.
Our car loves 60 MP, and I love it too. GPGR has been tough on us. Even if we did finish well the past couple of years, I think Red TV is a great news for all of us. Very excited.
Every Tuesday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern, right here on Red TV.
If you're looking for miles per gallon, you're definitely at the wrong place. Maybe a few channels up or a few channels down, you'll find it. But this is Race Time Radio. And now, back with your host, Joe Chisholm.
And welcome back, everyone, to Race Time Radio. Maybe you're tuned in on Tuesday from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern on Red TV Canada. Good on you. You're going to want to tune into this channel lots if you haven't got your subscription yet for Red TV. What are you waiting for? We got lots to look forward to on the channel, including lots of races from the East Coast of Canada. And our next guest has a ton to do with that. His name is Tim Terry. He is TCM, Tim's Corner Motorsports, and he joins us. Timmy, what are you doing? How are you?
I'm great, Joe. How are you?
Fantastic, my friend. Man, we got another season right ahead of us. We were over at Sunset Speedway last night. We got the things all fired up. Josh goes to victory lane. Man, the season is it's rolling. How are things looking in the Maritimes?
It's looking great, Joe. It's going to be busy. 2 weeks ago, we were at Radical Speed Sport in Moncton, kind of our unofficial kickoff to the season. Got to meet a lot of race fans, talk a lot of shop, talk a lot of those optimism points. There's a lot of buzz around the Penny Raceway Outlaw Sportsman Division and what that's doing in the province of New Brunswick. And I can tell you there's a lot of positive buzz around the Fork Area Industries Maritime Pro Stock Tour. Ashton Tucker, full-time on the series. You've got Jared Butcher back. You've got Gage Gilby. You've got Austin McDonald. I haven't heard from Mike Rogers. I'm assuming Mike's going to be there on a regular basis. You get Ashton Tucker, who's really, really good at Scotia Speedworld and Petty Raceway. Hasn't had the luck at Riverside. Was on the podium last year for the 250. And really doesn't have a whole lot of results at PEI, but we have a small sample size of that too. So you throw him with Jared Butcher, who's good everywhere. Austin McDonald, who's good everywhere. Gage Gilby, who doesn't know any better anywhere because he's already a sophomore driver. The tour is looking really good this year. I know Tara asked me yesterday when we were at the kart race at East Coast Karting for a car count for the first race. And obviously, there's a process. They order tires through Trevor, and we get our entry list that way. Wouldn't be surprised to see over 20 at the first one at the Kenny Upel 150 at Scotia Speedway.
Good. Kruchka. Love it, love it, love it, love it. That's tour, the series, just amazing. And each year, it's cyclical, just like everything in this world. It has its ups, it has its downs, and by the sounds of it, everything's back on the upswing, and that's what we needed to see and hear. Tim, you got your thumb on the pulse out there. You know the excitement level on where everything's sort of shaken out, and that is cool. To hear that Petty is going to put in those outlaw sportsman cars. The first time I seen them was, I want to say it was Five Flag Speedway, and it was Wayne Smith was driving. He had built and was driving somebody else's car down there, and I thought, look at that, it's got the same name as our Wayne Smith. Well, lo and behold, it was our Wayne Smith driving one of those cars, and they're cool. They're going to put on the show.
There's a lot of mixed reaction to it. Dave O'Bleen has said it really well a couple of weeks ago with Speedsport, and he's been around this sport for decades. It's at the as much as Wayne had said it's going to be at the cost of the regular late model sportsman division in the province of New Brunswick. There's not a whole lot of sportsman cars left. It's going to be a transition into what would be an outlaw late model sports, whatever you want to call it. But some of those kids are going to use that as a stepping stone to move into a pro stock. Long story short, it's a pro stock chassis with a wedge body. You can make the body at home. Mixture of sportsman parts, mixture of pro stock parts. And the thought is these young kids that are coming up in New Brunswick, they don't really have a legend step. There's no huge legend car count. So if you want to go legend car, which 90% of North America goes Bandolero legend cars, and you're developing a driver, at least on the asphalt side,
right.
You go to the Maritime Legal Ledger Store, and you get 3 or 4 races in the province of New Brunswick, and then you have to travel. So this is one of those stepping stones. You've got guys that, and even Dave O'Bleen has said, there's no coil binding, there's no bump stops in these cars. I can sit in the car, and my 20-year-ago self knows what I have to do to the race car to get out and do it, and I don't have to change a whole lot of things. So there's a lot of positives to it, but Dave also said it comes to the point where it's going to essentially, writing on the wall, kill the late model sportsman division in that province. But unless they can do something to it to kind of rekindle it, sportsman division's fine in the province of Nova Scotia, between Scotia Speedworld, Riverside Speedway, Mass, Craig, Joan, whatever what you want to call it up there that does that. Bud Speedway has a race. Lake Dowsett, I think we're going to have 12 late model sportsman cars on a regular basis down there, which is huge for Yarmouth. So in Nova Scotia, it's thriving. Newfoundland, obviously, they have their division. In New Brunswick, it's not looking great, but hopefully this outlaw sportsman division, I think what Wayne's trying to do is rejuvenate that class.
Yeah, well, hopefully it works, right? At least he's forward thinking, trying to get something going. And if they get excited, their cars will be built and away we go. And that's kind of cool. So what's the plan for TCM this year? You do about 100 races a year. How's it looking for 2025, Tim?
I wish I was that busy when you include the stuff down south. My schedule has 58, I think, on it between when we start next weekend and we go all the way through to the Caper Memorial in Sydney. We're going to do the TV stuff at Scotia Speedworld, still finalizing the other details for a couple of other racetracks. Excited to be at Riverglade Speedway once again. I'll be at Lake Dowsett Motor Speedway, Bud Speedway in Sydney, handling the announcing duties there as well. First weekend was trying to put together something to get to the Super Late Model Series, but with cost and everything else coming from the Truro area, it's a lot to go up, do that, and then come back. So we're going to stick local. We're going to do the testing tour at Scotia Speedworld next Saturday, and then go to Valley Raceway for their season opener on May 11th, and then it rolls on from there. Scotia Speedworld's weekend series opener is May 17th, and Joe, over 100 registrations for that racetrack to kick off this season. There's a lot of optimism. There's 38 mini stocks registered for Scotia to kick off the season. No, they're not all full-time. There's a bunch of them that aren't going to be ready for race 1. They'll be lucky to be ready for race 12 at the end of the season. But that's big. The Enduro class has generated a lot of excitement. I know guys that are building 2 and 3 race cars to come out for the Enduro class. 2 races this year. Starts on July 4th, which is also the same date as our first Pro Stock 75 Open at Scotia Speedworld. Get the guys that have not a whole lot of seat time or have a new pro stock. Guys like Alex Johnson, guys like Owen Marr, Mike McDonald and Samantha McDonald have a car. I'm not sure what the plan is for them yet. Braden Lanzo's back on the series full time. Guys like that can have an opportunity to, after the Nova Truck Center's 150 in June, kind of come out, shape their car down, use tire race, and for our Friday night fans, it gives them something different to see. And for a pro stock fan, they can come out and see our weekly show on Friday nights as well.
Yeah. Oh, incredible. I love the show at Scotia Speedworld. It's always been, close to my heart because of all the people and what you see. And really, Tim, some of the closest finishes that we've been able to witness there have been like the mini stock classes of hoot, and they really go wheel to wheel. I think back a few years ago, we were in the booth. It was points finale night, and the guys had to finish, 1 and 7th or something like that, and they were going off of each other the whole night, and it was like the championship wasn't even in front of them. It was just incredible.
You know what, it's funny, that race came up last night when we were at East Coast karting for the TCM Icebreaker Enduro, because we had Brad Hayes on one of the teams, and Brad was one of those guys that wasn't in the championship hunt, but he was hunting for his first win, and he was a part of that 5 or 6 bouncing off of each other. He actually put it off on the first lap in the kart race on Saturday night, and we made a joke about, hey, you almost won a Thunder Division race one time at Scotia Speedworld, and he, went off on his big angry tangent that he usually has. But no, the mini stocks put on a phenomenal show. The Bandoleros, the beginners last year, came down to the final lap, final restart, and Shelby Chisholm ended up getting the championship by 2 points over Addison Vino. So it doesn't matter where it starts in Bandolero all the way up to pro stock and everything in between. We've had some memorable finishes. Drivers Racetrack, the weekly series has got a lot of momentum going into this year. So while there's nothing major pro stock wise going on May 17th, you might want to get to Scotia Speedworld the week before the Kenny UFO 150 and just see what these weekly guys have up their sleeves. And of course, they'll be on the Friday night portion of the opening weekend with the pro stock tour on Saturday.
How about the Legend cars? I can remember distinctively one Friday night we were there. We had a finish at the line, and we even had the benefit of a photo to look at, and we still couldn't determine. I know you and I were going, good luck picking the winner here. They were that even. And I want to say it was Jason Foster was in charge of it. I said, good luck with that one, Jay. And they did. They got it right down. But it wasn't even a piece of paper between those guys.
And now that we have transponders, that kind of helps a little bit. But it doesn't matter where you put the transponders, have to measure them, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
The Legends division has been phenomenal out east. Aiden Christensen almost won a national championship at Dominion Raceway last year, came within a couple of positions of taking home that crown, was in a 5-way tie going in. But that goes to show how close the competition is out east, and we have enough races out east to do your 18 races plus the national qualifiers, that if you want to compete for a national championship, it's nice to go to the Spring Series, it's nice to go to Winter Nationals, but you can still be on top of your game and have an opportunity to go this year to Vegas with U.S. Legend Cars to try to win a national championship. Same can be said for the Ontario Legend Car Series and everything in Ontario as well, because I know the car count there has come up as well, talking to the Drimmings and talking to everybody, Kevin Foisey and them down south. So looking forward to seeing what our Legend Cars can do. Looking forward to see. I've got my finger on the pulse up there, too, to try to see who's going to be the favorites, maybe going into Vegas, maybe having an opportunity to go out and win a national championship. So excited to see what they can do up there as well as down here. We had 40 Legend Cars for the IWK last year. Car counts are great.
Well, yeah, and they're part of the IWK 250 weekend. I've been telling Legend guys up here, I think my monitor just went for lights out. But, I've been telling Legend Car guys here, you got to get to the IWK weekend. You're included in this. It's a huge weekend. Their eyes would fly out of their head if they seen what you and I see each year.
Me and Robin Young had a conversation here, I think it was last year, about the schedule in Ontario and everybody running every single week. The great thing with out east now is if you want to go to Riverside and do the IWK 250 weekend with the Maritime League of Legends Tour, you do that on the Friday night. And a lot of the Newfoundland teams have this down pat now, where they come They practice Wednesday and they race Friday, or whatever the case may be now with that new Wednesday deal at the IWK weekend. But they come and practice and they come race. They stay for the party at the IWK 250. Wayne Smith has a deal on Friday to Sunday of the next weekend at Petty, where they can race 5 times in 3 days. So you might not necessarily get a Scotia Speedworld race in, but you get to go race at Petty International Raceway, and you get 5 points races over 3 days for the NX deal too. So if you're in Ontario and you're looking for an extended East Coast kitchen party per se, IWK 250, obviously you can't beat it. And then on your way back, stop at Wayne Smith's and stop at Petty International Raceway and that too.
Yeah. So much to see, really. I think back to Douglas Fisher when he took his hot rod out there and listening to the stories of what he told when he come home. He had the gas at the time. How's the Heart of the Champion looking? Are they starting to come up the ladder?
You've got a couple of familiar names now with race cars. Gary Elliott's got a race car for the hot rods. He bought one of Cy Harvey's, so he'll be out there this year. Stephen Curtis built a brand new ride. I've heard a couple of rumblings of a couple of new cars, but Glenn Knott's got a car. We had him on our Wednesday night show for Tim's Corner and honoring the Afghanistan veterans. He's got 158 on the car. It's a neat deal. And I told Glenn Knott, I said, for me growing up, I got to see guys like Glenn Knott and Stacy Clements and Barry Hubley and the Lawrences and those guys race. And we're all getting older. Even the times that your Sean Turples and your John Flemings and your Sean Tuckers on the tour are gone now. But to sit back and see those guys be able to still get on the racetrack in their car show, golf game, whatever you want to call it, and put on a show, I told Glenn, I said, it has a place in maritime racing because you still get to see those guys go. Not the race cars bring back memories too, but those guys in the cars bring back the memories.
Sure do. Incredible. It's going to be a good season out there. Tim, when is the first broadcast on TCM?
It'll be Saturday, May 17th with the weekly racing series, the Bay Equipment Rentals weekly racing series. Still trying to piece a couple of things together. Myself and Garth Bazanson. Garth is my tech guy on the Bandolero road trip, so he's also going to be a technical guy. He helped us in the Maritime Pro Stock Tour shows last year, too. So we're going to take a couple of days in Scotia Thursday, Friday before the test and tune this weekend and kind of set some stuff up, see what we need to improve on before we go racing, and see what broke over the long winter. So May 17th is the first one at Scotia Speedworld for the weekly racing series.
Well, you do a dynamite job. We are confirmed for the IWK 250, so I look forward to getting together again for our yearly get-together. We're in genuinely for a good one. Who we got coming up this week on Tim's Corner?
We haven't actually confirmed yet. Usually when we go to these events on Saturday and Sunday, I'll come on the show this week and we'll shoot the breeze. But usually me and Dylan book our shows on Monday and Tuesday. I'll message Dylan and say, hey, who do you want? And we've had a couple of shows this winter where me and Dylan have just sat back and talked racing like Adam and Clinton do on their show. So it's been neat, but not sure who we're going to have yet, but we got a couple of irons in the fire.
Well, and we can always stay tuned to find out. Tim, this has been great catching up with you. It's going to be an exciting season. We'll get you on a little bit when we get closer to the beginning, so to speak, of the tour going crazy. But in the meantime, you got to promise me you'll take care, and we'll catch you on Tim's Corner. I can guarantee it.
Sounds like a plan, Joe. Always look forward to chatting with you on Race Time Radio, and we'll see you out at the IWK 250 and not before.
You want to believe it. That is Tim Terry right there. They don't make him much better than that guy, and busy. Trust me when I say, if you haven't followed Tim's Corner, you got to do that. In the Maritimes, this guy gets around. He's at all the local racetracks out there, and he does a great job. But you know what? That's going to do it for us tonight on Race Time Radio. I want to thank you all for tuning in. And, again, hit that subscribe button, will you, on our YouTube channel. And definitely pick up that subscription for Rev TV Canada. If you haven't got it already, you're definitely going to want to do that. Got to thank Sue right here in the Race Time Radio studio and all of you for tuning in like you do each and every week. That's going to do it for us. We'll catch you again next week, all live, right here on Race Time Radio. Have a good one, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Race Time Radio. Visit us on the web at www.racetimeradio.com.
Join us again next time for more Race Time Radio.